I ruined my garage floor. Kinda. It is 6:50 in the morning. I've actually been up since about 5:50 in the morning, but I finally decided to give up on going back to sleep because I can't do it because I have a lot of stuff to do on day whatever of whatever. Oh God, oh Jesus, it's cold as balls.
Day number 632. Will it never end?
I got everything prepped, ready to go, at least within a certain amount. It's not perfect, but the great thing about mud is that all you have to do is apply water and it comes off. I had to kill a spider. It attacked me while I was taping.
Look at its guts. It's so dead.
Basically, I am going to have to tackle this in sections because I have a tarp and I did not get enough extra plastic. So I have covered a little path. I'm gonna take my cheap, horrible ladder, which by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is a feature with really expensive, high quality, and durable ladders, right? You see that? It's called the walk feature. Yeah. That's the best feature in the world. Like if you ever feel like, wow, I really wanted my neck snapped by falling off a ladder, this is the ladder for you. Check out the eBay link down below if you'd like to bid on this nice, high quality ladder. Definitely won't kill you. Anyway, since I only have this much plastic, as you can see right there, I'm gonna put the ladder right there. I'm gonna shoot up, probably cover, I don't know, that much. And then I'm gonna get down, move the ladder, and just, you know, get a little bit closer as I go. I'll just have to do this in sections. It's gonna take like 5 sections, but whatever. Time to mix more mud. I kinda sorta started having problems, and I think it's related to the mud being too thick. When I put it in there, I thought, God, this is thicker than what I used on the walls, but I moved forward anyway. So what it did is pretty much clog the tip. And when I was trying to spray it, all it would do was just clump up and it was just fall into the ground. And it was very difficult to get the ceiling covered. So took the gun apart, cleaned it out, washed it out, got the tip cleared, and added some water to the mud. So try number 2. Holy crap, it's night and day, seriously. Guys, oh wow. I've done this entire garage wrong. Like the mud was way too thick. It went on so much better. It shot so much better. It is like night and day. Seriously, like I feel so stupid right now. I wish somebody would have told me like pancake batter, but thin pancake batter. It's the real mixture. This shoots so good, I don't even need the freaking ladder. Check this out. So I've learned a few things. Some I've touched base on, but let's recap. 1, thinner mud is better than thicker mud. That's a definite. 2, mud gets thicker if you take a lunch break and eat and then come back and try to pick up where you left off. Then it clogs up and gets thick and you have to clean it out. So that's 2. 3, you cannot put down enough plastic. Exhibit A, not enough plastic. I try to move it around, but because I gave up on the ladder and I was just squirting it from ground level, there was a lot of like, you know, squirt back, as you can see. We got a little bit on the face. Thankfully, I had the glasses. But at some point, I realized that I was just tracking mud everywhere. Mud's all over my shoes. It was all over the plastic. It was getting on everything. And I'm like, I gotta mop and, you know, clean up this mud no matter what. So just kind of gave up on that. I covered all the stuff that I didn't want on there somewhat. Look, if I'm being real, I got really close to the finish line and I'm like, this, you know, like I want this to be over with. I'm done doing mud. This texturing shit, don't like it. I attempted to actually hire some people on Craigslist over the weekend, holiday weekend, but of course they were busy, they were going out of town. So completely understandable, but I decided to do it myself and I regret every moment of it. But I did kind of sort of want to learn what this is all about, at least understand it. It may have taken multiple days, it may not be done very well, and it might not look good after it's painted, but it is now textured. The thing is that I want to get a coat of paint, a primer on the walls, not on the ceiling, obviously because the ceiling's still wet, but some of the walls, most of the walls are dry. So now I'm gonna paint. It's 46 degrees out. I'm out there taking a shower, get my face clean. Now I'm done, and get my arms clean. And it's freaking cold as shit, but it's clean. Look at that. It's like a drywall sealer primer thingy. Multi-purpose primer and sealer. High hiding formula, seals drywall. I don't actually know if you have to do the primer before you do paint. I know that there's a lot of paints out there that are primer and paint in one or whatever, and it's one coat, one go. But because this is new drywall, new texture, and all that, just part of me just wants to do it, just a good base layer. And also part of me wants to see what it looks like white. And then if I like it white, do I have to paint it again? That is how far I've got in like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe like an hour. Seriously, like this little paint roller that I got right here, this thing just sucks. It's tiny and it sucks. Like it covers very little before you have to reload it, and it's just kind of a waste of time. So I am going to go to Home Depot. I'm sure that I can find a better, bigger roller to paint with, make this go a lot faster, and also the right type, maybe, of paint roller. I don't know which is the right type, no idea. I'm just gonna YOLO this. But either way, this is taking way too long, and I gotta finish it by the end of the night. So I can, well, I don't have to finish it by the end of the night, but I want to. How about a paint sprayer? Hear me out. Everything is already prepped for spraying. You know what I mean? This is the Magnum X7 True Airless. Looks like that, and it goes directly into the 5-gallon bucket. And now that I think about it, hopefully that's enough. It should be though. Should be plenty. I mean, it's one garage and a ceiling. 5 should be plenty. Fuck rolling paint on. Doesn't even look good. Much better. I seriously never want to touch a freaking paint roller again. This is amazing. Oh, I need a new mask and I need new glasses. Both of these things suck. I ran through 2 5-gallon buckets of white primer. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of digging the white. So maybe I'll just leave it primed. The spray gun, freaking amazing, except for stuff everywhere. I know now next time if I spray, it's going to be during the day while it's sunny, and I can move stuff out of the garage, and I can put all the plastics down. I can cover all the things, do all the stuffs, and then just go bananas. Also, I need a respirator because I feel my throat kind of burning a little bit, and Home Depot did not have a respirator, and I need better eye protection because when you're pointing up at the ceiling, it just kind of comes down at you. And I just need I need to figure, this is obviously something that people do all the time. So I'm just figuring this out from a weekend warrior standpoint. So, you know, I got to figure it out. But I only have one coat of paint to put on the walls after I figure out the color, after the garage floors are done, after I see how it looks. All of that shit is going to come to a fruition later after the weekend. I have floor guys coming in on Saturday to do the floor, and it's dirty, like really dirty. I should clean that. I don't know where I left off, but because I was on such a tight schedule, I just kind of powered through everything, cleaning up as much as I can. The guy told me not to spray it down because he's going to be running the sander on top of it so he can put the polyurethane on. But I did go around and clean some of the sides, and well, I found something that's making me go back to Home Depot. I ran into this, which was rot. Pretty much I just got a lot of rain, had a lot of water coming in, decided to look into why, and it wasn't sealed off very well, and now I have rotten wood. So I have to put a new piece of wood in there and a new threshold. Gotta knock that out probably with a hammer, I would think. Put a new piece of wood, new threshold. So that's what I'm gonna do probably this weekend because the garage guys decided to reschedule until Monday. So I got all weekend to do more damage. I went and got some stuff to fix this, and I was going to look at tearing it apart and getting it replaced. But then I realized that the only thing holding up this piece of the wood is the paint. It's all rotted underneath it. So if I tear this out, that's gonna tear that up. If I tear that up, I have to replace big piece of wood, and then I have to repaint it. Basically, this project would require replacing this board and this board. This board goes to the locks and all that. This is just the outer board. So I don't really feel like tackling that right now. I got a lot going on with the whole garage already. So instead, I think I'm just gonna seal everything up and put it back together, and then just put a pin in this to tack later, because it's gonna need so much more than what I initially anticipated. Okay, it's not the best, but I put a crap ton of silicone around everything, and it'll do for now. Check it out. A rare sighting. My entire garage is empty because in exactly 12 hours, the garage floor guys will show up to put a brand new shiny coat on the floor. They told me not to clean any of this up, which is good because I was going to power wash it. So I'm really glad I didn't. But still, it's going to be awesome.
Hey, call one spot. Came by and got the concrete right here. And it is not working. there any certain way to put those teeth in?
So long story short, I've been getting the runaround from this dude that's supposed to do the concrete flooring. He showed up after his third time rescheduling, brought a rental tool. It didn't work, scuffed the shit out of my floor. Was like, sorry, we gotta reschedule. And it's gonna take 2 times because there's moisture in your concrete. Okay. I think it's completely bullshit, but it is what it is. Either way, he said that he has to open up the pores and then let it breathe for at least a few days. So I went to Home Depot. I got the grinder sander thing, and I'm gonna open up the pores. A little irritated. This guy's pissing me off, but I just want this over with. I don't care if that scratched my car, that was worth it. I have been so exhausted through this process of getting the floors done that I'm really, like, I'm definitely at that point in a project where I'm just over it. And I still want to do it right. So I try to hire a guy that I've talked about before that was supposed to come in, do the floors. He was scheduled for Wednesday, then he was scheduled for Saturday, then he was scheduled for this Sunday. He keeps flaking out, right? And I understand that there's technical problems. He had a tool failure, but then he's like, oh, your concrete's wet. I'm like, this thing is dry as shit. And he's blaming his equipment not working initially on my wet concrete. Well, after some talking, realized it wasn't wet. He just had a failed motor in his grinder, which was a rental. Now, we fast forward a week. I've been drying it for a week. It's been, messed with for a week, and here we are. I am taking a road trip to Oklahoma that is 2.5 hours away because they are the only place that sells the rust-oleum silver bullet floor coating in the quantity of which that I need to coat my floor. I did not want to do this. I did not want to get an off-the-shelf store brand, weekend warrior version of a floor coating because I have serious doubts that this is going to last longer than 3, maybe 5 years, at least in the hot spots where I'm going to be having traffic in it. So I didn't want to do that. Your communication sucks. I asked you to call me. You didn't call me. I called you. You hung up on me. Like, fuck you. I'm out. I'm plan B. I'm just going to accept the bullshit that I get. I'm going to accept the product that I get. I'm just going to go with the flow. And if I got to redo this damn thing, well, guess what? I know how to do it. I'll rent another damn grinder. I'll grind the shit out of that floor. And I'll put down another damn epoxy coat if I have to. I just don't care anymore. I'm over it. I'm done. This is it. I'm done. I love when GPS says 2.5 hours. Get there in 1 hour and 55 minutes. I'm wearing this wrong. I know. But I'm getting 2 things of clear gloss covering to go over this. And then I got 8 boxes, which I think I should only need 6 or 7, but I can return whatever I don't use. And I'd rather have more than I need than not have enough. Kind of been in a race against time, so I haven't really taken a lot of time to stop and give like an update. Pretty much Sunday, I slept in way too late. I set 4 alarms, none of them worked. Pretty much what I'm looking at now is that I got the floor kind of scuffed up with that sander. I bought some hand tools to do some patch up work, like touch up work on the scuffing. But now I gotta kind of blow everything out and then use the new shop vac that I bought, because my old one really sucks. But I need to use a new shop vac that I bought to get a lot of the big debris out of the cracks. And then I need to start etching, chemical etching. So I'm grinding it and I'm chemically etching it. God, I can't even talk. I'm hungry and I've had nothing but Red Bulls today. So I am definitely though at the point of this project where I'm just like, I'm over it. But I got plenty of stuff to put down. I think it should be the same. Some of them just are pre-mixed. Some of them are, you have to mix in the pigment with them. So that just tells me that they're obviously different generations of product. So I had to drive all the way to Oklahoma just to get enough of the product in hand. So I'm gonna start with the new stuff first. And this is the final before I wet stuff down product. I'm about to get everything wet down, mix up these bags of etch, which I got bottles, but again, I'm gonna return whatever I don't need. So I'm gonna mix these up in this bucket, and then I'm going to use that scrubber to scrub it into the floor. Well, I got a lot of this stuff. And I'm really worried about these because everything that I see online, it's like if it has something that it can't adhere to, it'll bubble up around it and make like this little just outline of it. So, I mean, this is why like this was the area that this guy came in and ground down before his machine broke. But this is why the whole thing would be better ground down like that, just because you get rid of all this stuff. After all said and done, I'm drying some corners and focus areas before I go to bed, and then I'll point those into the garage. But I am worried about spots like this. This was an oil ring, and I've officially grinded down over top of it, used a degreaser, and then used an etcher. So I've done everything that I can to make this not be a part that's gonna come out looking bad. But I'm scared that when I finally do the epoxy, like it's going to suck in like the epoxy from the side here. So it'll be like a accentuated little half smile. Same thing with stuff like that. I don't even know what that is. It's probably something, oil or something, but those spots seem to dry a lot faster than everything else, so they stand out. Also, the degreaser did almost nothing to any of these tire spots, which is kind of sad, really. But not only did I run all the etcher, the degreaser, and all that other stuff, but I also brought out the power washer and power washed everything. I couldn't even get the damn thing power washed. So, short of grinding the concrete down a couple millimeters, I don't know how to get rid of that. But I can say, now that I've etched everything and I'm looking at it, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the concrete has kind of a sparkle now that it's all clean. I don't know if that was from when I grinded it down, because I never actually cleaned it afterwards, like all the dust, or if it's because of the etcher. But either way, as I walk, I can see sparkles. Every video I watch, it's all about the prep. Like they say, you get what you prep for. You know, you gotta really put in the work. I would have much rather just paid somebody to do this, but the guy flaked out on me like a bastard and he wasted a shit ton of my time. So screw that guy, he sucks. Time to try it my own. Honestly, this is really why I just wanted someone to do this for me, because if I screw this up, which is very probable, it will look terrible and it will take way more work to fix it. Okay, first delay of the day. Look at this. It's like a little pivot, and there's a few of these throughout. And this is really bad. Pretty much whenever I put down this epoxy, it's gonna create like a ring right here that's gonna go around it. It's gonna suck the epoxy and like really make this thing suck out or stand out. And when I dig into this, it's kind of like still wet and there's dirt in there. When I was cleaning, everything got caught in there. I'm gonna try to use a brush and clean this out. I'm so scared, but here we go. It's all ready. Freaking do. I just spend hours doing this. One, the colors are different, which kind of pisses me off because I have some new boxes, some old boxes. The old boxes, you have to mix in the pigment. The new boxes, the pigment is already mixed. It's the same exact color, same exact like product code, but it's a different color. So I might have to do another coat. Maybe only a couple boxes worth, but still, it's gonna cost more money because Rust-Oleum's own products are different colors. Also, I have gassing bubble issues everywhere. Look at that. It's just freaking everywhere. Ugh. It just got worse. I tried to use a leaf blower to pop the bubbles, but new bubbles formed and they got bigger and they're everywhere. So there's that. On top of the bubbles, the gray, the differences in the gray color, the shade, did not change with any time at all. So definitely two different shades of gray, and the only idea that I have to fix this would be sanding down the bubble areas, which would be a ginormous pain in the ass. But if I sanded it down, I could put another coat of, you know, whatever, two newer versions. It was the newer boxes that are the darker color, the older boxes are the lighter color. It won't take as much product, but maybe two more boxes, as much as I hate to do that, would be enough to lightly coat the top after I sand it. Maybe if I go get like a Home Depot rental buffer thingy, I could sand the floor pretty quick. So that could be an option. Probably have to wait a day or two for that. It's 24 hours for like heavy traffic, but I'd probably want to wait a couple days before I sanded the damn thing. So it's in the morning. It's been about 12 hours. Supposedly you can walk on it. Oh man. But the rings. I ruined my garage floor. Kinda. So I am starting to develop this like love-hate relationship with Home Depot, where I've been there so many times to pick up new supplies, different supplies, just stuff. over the course of this project that I don't even like to go there anymore, but I have to. And I'm at the point of this project where I'm just so over it. I just want it to be done. But instead, I have stupid things that are making me have to do way more work, and thus adding to the irritation. This sucks. Make noise, they're just in the way. I mean, yeah, I can get some of that stuff out and clean it up a little bit, but there's still gonna be little divots. Now, there are some things that are just, you know, what I was worried about in the first place, but that doesn't really matter. It's all the bubbles, and the biggest thing is the difference in color. Now, Rust-Oleum actually sells 2 different versions of the same product. It has the exact same product SKU. It's supposedly the same thing, but you see this? The one that says Silver Bullet High Gloss, this one says Silver Bullet. That actually doesn't matter. What matters is up top. This one, it comes with the metallic tint, the pigment that you have to mix in. And this one, it's already mixed in automatically in the bag. So on one that's supposed to be the same exact product, sold underneath the exact same SKU, you have to do an extra step as far as mixing the pigment in, and the other one already comes pre-mixed. Now the difference is, as you see here, everything that is the light gray is the old product. Now everything that's the light gray is heavily more bubbled for some reason, probably because I had to mix it longer, thus aerating it more, and it's a lighter tint of gray. And you can see the definition here between the 2 tints. So the bubbles, I probably would have had to do something with the bubbles anyway, but you know, they're just bubbles. The difference in tint, I mean, I cannot live with that. You know, I wanted this to be an upgrade to the garage, not something that's an eyesore, and that is an eyesore. To prove a point, there's Silver Bullet SKU 286893, and then here's the new one, 286893. They're the exact same product label SKU number, so if you were to order this online and they ship it to you, you may get some new and some old. It's just, there's no determination. Now, I actually called Rust-Oleum, sent them some emails, DM'd them on Twitter. Like, I did a bunch of stuff like, you know, guys, what the heck? This is 2 different products. This is bullcrap. I drove 2.5 hours down to Oklahoma to a store that had 9 of these in stock, and I bought 8 of them, which was like $1,100 after tax. And I ended up using all 8 because holy crap, those boxes do not go nearly as far. It's like literally almost double what I should have had to use on this floor, according to their own specs. 5 hours of total driving later, I picked up 8 boxes. 4 of them were the new version, 4 of them were the old version. Now half my garage is gray and half my garage is darker gray. Thankfully though, Rust-Oleum did get back with me and they offered me a full refund on the product, which I thought was really cool, you know, kind of at first, but then I just kind of started thinking about it. I was like, God, I'd really just rather have this done. You know, like getting the product for free doesn't really mean anything. If I have to go rent equipment, which is what I'm about to go do right now, buy more product, which I'm gonna need probably 3 boxes, maybe 4. I have to go buy new product to fix this floor, rent a machine to sand down the floor to get rid of some of the bubbles, to get this thing ready for a second coat, and the time. I have stuff everywhere in my house and it's just disgusting. I need to clean. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. Like, can this project be done? Please. So it's cool that they offer to pay for the initial blunder, but it takes more time and more effort. Oh yeah, the best part of this love story is that I have to drive to 2 different ones today to get what I need. Like 2 different stores. So I got like an hour, 45 minutes worth of just driving. Ran all over town, and I'm thinking since I'm near it, I kind of want to treat myself today. So I've lost 15 pounds in the last like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. I started using Freshly, so felt pretty good about it. And I want to reward myself with some flavored shaved ice. Look at that, 16 ounces. Cherry limeade with like some kind of cream topping. It's really good, but definitely just all sugar and shaved ice. Still though, it's a nice little treat. After eating Freshly for almost 3 weeks now, about 2.5 weeks, I can strongly say that most of the stuff there is pretty good. Some of it's kind of not bad, but also not great. But the good thing about Freshly is that they deliver everything right to my door. It takes literally 2 to 3 minutes to warm up everything, and it's fresh. So my biggest thing with weight loss isn't a certain type of diet, isn't anything specific besides portioning. That's all it is. Just gotta control what I eat. Stop eating cheeseburgers and fries and pizzas and just eat meals. So in a twisted sense of unofficial sponsorship, if you guys want $40 off and also give me $40 off my next order, well, actually it's $20 per order. I'm gonna include a link in the description down below. So who knows, maybe if I get a couple people to try Freshly as well, I could eat for free. Well, picked it up, ran around. I was only able to get 2 new boxes of the Silver Bullet to correct the new one. So I got a sander and I'm gonna sand this stuff down, but between the color difference and the bubbles, I know that I'm going to have to sand more than I'm gonna have the ability to paint. Pretty much I know that there is absolutely no way that 2 boxes is going to paint even the light gray areas. But due to the bubbles, I'm going to have to probably sand down most of this first square, all of these 2 squares, that square, half of this, because I kind of try to blend it in a little bit. So I still have to cover that. So I think a bare minimum, I need 3, but quite possibly I'll need 4.
Luke, I am your father.
Hey, I figured this time, might as well wear a mask. And I know I'm supposed to take this thing off, but I feel like that's gonna give me a clean pair of glasses after I'm done, because I can just peel it off. And I can see through it just fine. Mostly. Wish me luck.
It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm super tired. And I just hand sanded 75% of the floor. Apparently, this sander, although it's the same grit as my hand sander, it is not as efficient as leveling out these dips. So pretty much, oh, that's a spider. So pretty much all the little bubbles popped up, but it created like a ring when you pop them, and that ring was a little bit elevated. So yeah, they just looked really bad. And I figured if I paint over them with a thin layer of what the product that I have, that they might be super prominent. I mean, I know they're still gonna be prominent or at least noticeable after I repaint it, but you know, they were really bad. So it's 4:30 now. When I got back, I ate, watched a little bit of Star Trek, so I had about an hour break, and I picked this thing up at 5:30, so 6, 7, so I've been sanding since 7 o'clock. That's a big old spider just waiting to get in. Look at that, just waiting. So I'm starting to go a little weird. It is currently 7 a.m. It is 7 a.m. and I sanded some more after I did a vacuum of the garage. Sanded some more, found a few spots, cleaned it up again, and I just spent a little bit of time running over some acetone over it. To basically get all the dust and shit, you know, in the cracks or whatever. So that's what the lady on the phone said from Rust-Oleum, said use acetone to clean it, not water. which acetone does, you know, evaporate pretty quick. But now it's 7 a.m. and the sun is starting to come up. We're supposed to get some storms, I think. I think we're getting rain at like 9, but I kind of have a decision to make. Basically, the shitty thing about this is that I had to drive 2.5 hours one way and 2.5 hours back to get the first batch of silver bullet, you know, rust-oleum coating. So that was because locally they only had 4 in stock, but I knew I was going to need 8. This is before I even knew they had anything. So as I touched base on earlier in the video, they only had 2 here locally, and I think I'm going to need at least 3, maybe 4 to do this, you know, thinner, like, second layer. Most of that's going to be blending, you know, covering over the light gray areas, but I can't ignore the darker gray areas that I've now sanded that I need to do a light coat over, you know, just to get back to looking good. So I really don't think I'm going to make it very far with 2 boxes, but it is going to be a completely different beast, because before, like, that concrete was just soaking up and attaching to the resin, and there was a lot of just basically wasted product that was, you know, being used to adhere to the concrete, which is fine. That's how all this works, but I really do have this thought that I'm not going to need nearly as much, like probably less than half. But 2 is definitely not enough, and wouldn't you know it, after a lot of searching, I could either A, order this online and wait until October 2nd, I think was the earliest I could find, and take a gamble as to whether or not it's new or old, which I am totally don't even want to do, because like they sell the same exact product SKU number and you don't know which one is which until you actually look at the box. So the next available store that has 7 boxes in stock, I don't know if they're new or old, but they have 7 boxes in stock, is yet again 2.5 hours away. So my choice is, do I see how far I can get with 2 boxes, and then if I have to go drive 5 hours to get more, then I have to, and then just pick up where I left off? Or do I drive, pick up 2 boxes, and then at least know that whenever I start this process, I'll have everything I need? It's also 7 a.m. I haven't went to bed yet, and I'm getting kind of delirious. So I think I'm gonna do the smart thing here, and that is go to back to the garage and just see how far I can make it. I am still really pissed that the guy that I hired to do this backed out. Hey, sunrise. 8 a.m. Things are looking pretty good. I think I'm only gonna need 1 box. Starting to fill it though. Red Bull it is. But I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. I think it's gonna be good. Not only did I have enough, I have some left over. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't have much left over, but still, that's kind of crazy. It's looking pretty good. Consistent color. That's just a little bit different because I literally just did the last couple rolls. So, oh, I gotta fix that one. It's looking so good. I love it. It's so much better. Oh, you know what? I'll show detailed footage in next video. So I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's 9 a.m. I'm gonna take the sander back to Home Depot, and then I don't really feel that tired anymore that I took a Red Bull, so maybe I can get some editing done. Gotta love all-nighters. I don't do them very often. Actually, I don't remember the last time I had an all-nighter. Anyways, guys, rust-oleum, I don't know if I can recommend it. Based off of what I've seen, the initial install was a pain in the ass. The second coat, way easier than what it should have been. Honestly, it's the whole dual product thing. If you're ordering online, make sure that all of the products are the new batch. Like, the new batch is the best batch. If you get the old stuff where you have to mix the pigment in and it doesn't come pre-mixed, just don't even try to use it. That's my recommendation. You definitely need more than what the box says to get your, garage done, but in the end, the result's gonna be nice. So it's kind of up to you, but it's hard for me to recommend it, but I can't really hate them too much because I reached out to them and I was like, guys, this is screwed up. I got to redo all this crap. And they gave me a full refund. So I got the second round done with 2 boxes, which means that I got my whole 3-car garage, 8-box, you know, car garage done for the cost of 2 boxes and renting a machine again, which turned out to be pointless because I ended up having to hand sand all night, which is the reason why I'm up so late. But either way, that's not a bad deal. It's less than 3 boxes worth of cost. So, what? More than half off? Well, guys, that's it for today. Part 3 is over. Part 4 incoming whenever. I have no idea. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe below. And have yourself a good morning, because I'm actually up in the morning. This is weird.